So Reese was born at 36 weeks, and we quickly found out that she had a few congenital anomalies at birth. She was quickly transferred out of the local hospital where we delivered to a higher level of care at the University of Maryland, where they found that she had a few diagnoses. She had bilateral hip dysplasia, so we knew we had a long journey ahead with at least 4 surgeries in our future. After that, we sought out specialty care with multiple specialists, and she quickly underwent 3 hip surgeries where she remained in a full body cast for about 8 weeks. So we spent a lot of time in the medical system with Reese, and really we were relying on family and other supports for our 2 other children that we had at home during that time. When she was 1 year old, things were continuing to happen. She was still struggling with eating. We were just like, something just still isn't right. So we sought out Dr. Green at University of Maryland, and when we saw her, she immediately looked at Reese and she said, Kabuki syndrome. And we said, what is that? Never heard of that. So she indicated that Reese has something called, she has a high arched interrupted eyebrow, which you can see here. And so that's very characteristic of Kabuki syndrome, as well as all of the things that we had been going through. Loose joints, eating issues, failure to thrive, small stature, all of those things. So Reese is all of that bundled up into one. So since then we've been, we're going on 7 surgeries? Yeah. And with more in the future. Typically, kids with Kabuki syndrome or adults with Kabuki syndrome can have upwards of 20 to 21 surgeries, just because it basically affects their entire body. Their lifespan is typically normal as a normal person, but they can definitely experience more challenges, some intellectual delay, some motor challenges as well. So when we were introduced to Bello Machre, we were going through a lot of surgeries at that time. So we were getting medical bills rolling in. And at that time, it was like not really a time for us to even be present with the medical bills, because we were so involved with everything that was going on with our daughter. Reese on a daily basis sees occupational therapy, physical therapy, and speech. The therapies help Reese in her everyday living, from being able to walk, to eating, and to talking. So they're very much needed, which means more out-of-pocket costs for us. So Bello Machre came in, gave us funding to help us be able to focus so much more on our daughter than the bills that were rolling in. So it was so refreshing when Bello Machre came and said, like, yes, we can offer you assistance. Recently, we found out that our daughter needs dental work, which again is associated with her syndrome. And so again, Bello Machre just so easily jumped in and gave us funding again without hesitation. They've been such a constant for us throughout this process, and it's been something great that we have been able to rely on, so easily.
Today, Reese is definitely thriving. She hit milestones that, we never expected that she would hit at this stage in her life. She was walking with a walker for the first 2 years of her life, with really no end in sight of not being reliant on that walker.
They basically told us there was a chance she might not walk independently. She could potentially be nonverbal. So she has met and exceeded all of our expectations.
And just one day, on Mother's Day, our 2 sons were like, Dad, Reese is walking, Reese is walking. And I looked over and she just looked at me and she just took off. It was amazing, because like I said, there was no end in sight. I mean, she was so reliant on that walker, but without her physical therapy, and she probably still using the walker today.
I never ever thought that we would be in this situation. I mean, when you have children, you always think of the wonderful things about having kids, and I never imagined that this would be our life. I think it's only brought us closer as a family, brought us closer to God, and helped us realize that we can get through anything. Bello Machre has helped us get there. We wouldn't be able to do this without the support of our family and our friends and people like Bello Machre who are willing to lend us a hand when we're in need. She's a tough little girl.
She's definitely taught us all how to fight and be tough. I mean, she's the strongest one here.
My hopes and dreams are that she progresses and is seen and viewed not by her diagnosis, but as just an average human being. And that this doesn't define her, because we know the strength that she has. And we know that we'll be there to fight for her along the way. So I think we know the potential, and we just want everyone else to see